All right, everybody, welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're going to be tackling a really interesting concept.
Oh, yeah.
Predestination.
Ooh, that's a big one.
Yeah, it's a big one. So we're diving into an excerpt from a religious text.
Okay.
That really lays out this idea in a really compelling way. And it's this idea that every single moment of our lives, every little beat of our heart was planned out before the world even began by this higher power.
A divine plan laid out.
Yeah. And that kind of makes you wonder. It raises some questions, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do we really have free will? Or are we just like actors in a play?
Right.
Just kind of like reading lines from a script that's...
Get a script that's already been written.
Yeah, exactly. Already written.
Yeah.
So let's dive in here.
Okay, let's do it.
And see what we can uncover about this whole predestination thing.
I think what really gets me about this whole concept is the sheer scale of it. We're not just talking about, the big events in your life. Right. Like getting married, having kids, graduating college. This is every little detail, every triumph, every setback. It's all part of this grand design.
It really makes you think twice about just random chance and
Yeah, are there really no coincidences?
Right, is everything really meant to be the source material? It doesn't really beat around the bush. There's this one line that says, he ended with you before he began with you.
Whoa.
Whoa, it's heavy, right?
You're powerful.
Yeah, it's like saying our lives are this story that's already complete.
Like a book that's already written.
Yeah, book already written.
Yeah.
We already know the ending, so then what does that mean for us?
Right.
Right here, right now, living our lives.
Living our day-to-day.
Yeah, day to day.
It's almost like saying that our lives are a finished work, as the text puts it, but then is that a rigid deterministic universe where everything is set in stone?
Yeah.
Or is there still room for individual agency?
Yeah, do our choices.
Within this
even matters.
This massive plan.
Yeah.
It's a question that's been debated for centuries.
Philosophers, theologians, everybody.
Yeah, right. Because if we're just puppets on strings, right?
Yeah.
Does it really matter what we do?
Does it diminish our responsibility?
Yeah, do we
actually
even have any real responsibility?
Right. It's interesting because the text also talks about how this predestined path is not just any path. It's a path to victory.
Oh, wow.
It calls it a finished battle that frees us from the limitations of, our past, our family, our lineage, our struggles.
It's already been won?
Even the devil, it says.
Yeah.
So it's it paints this picture of a cosmic safety net.
So no matter what,
right,
we're going to win in the end.
It's a guarantee.
Okay. But then does that make the struggles less meaningful?
That's a good question. Right. If we know we're going to win anyway.
Does it cheapen the victory?
Yeah, does it rob us of the feeling of accomplishment?
Does it take away the satisfaction of overcoming those challenges?
Because sometimes it's the struggle that really makes it worth it.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
But then some might say that actually makes those victories even more significant.
Oh, how so?
Because they were part of this larger divine plan.
Oh.
It's it has another layer to it.
Okay, so even though it might feel less of an accomplishment, it's actually a bigger accomplishment.
It's you were chosen for this victory.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so then what about free will?
Right.
If everything is already...
If everything's predetermined?
Predetermined, yeah.
Yeah.
Do our choices even matter at all?
That's are we just going through the motions?
Yeah, are we just robots...
Yeah.
programmed to do certain things.
And the source actually tries to address this.
Oh, really?
It says that even our free will operates within the boundaries of this grand plan.
So we have free will, but...
Right. It's almost like our choices are being influenced or guided towards that predetermined outcome.
So it's not we're completely mindless robots just doing whatever it says.
There's still some element of choice.
Okay. But it's ultimately going to lead to that same end result.
Right. It's a very complex and often debated point. Does free will really exist if everything's already set?
Right.
It really makes you question what it means to be human.
Yeah, what does it even mean to be a person?
Exactly.
If we don't even have control
over
our own destinies. I mean, it's kind of it's we're all living out some sort of divine algorithm.
Right, like a pre-programmed code.
Yeah. Every step that we take.
Yeah.
Even the ones that seem random, they're all leading us towards this ultimate goal.
Even if we can't see it.
Yeah. Even if we're totally big. like clueless about what that goal is.
Right, we may not understand it, but it's all part of this bigger picture.
So then what about like mistakes?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, like what about our failures?
Right. Are those part of the plan too?
Yeah, like are those also predetermined?
I mean, if every misstep is ultimately part of this grand design, does that change how we view those mistakes?
Yeah, like maybe instead of beating ourselves up about our failures,
maybe we should see them as opportunities for growth and learning.
It's like a whole different perspective.
Right. It reframes our understanding of success and failure.
Yeah, like maybe failure isn't really failure.
Maybe it's just part of the journey.
Yeah, it's just like a necessary step.
A stepping stone.
Yeah, on the path to like ultimate success or whatever.
It's not the destination, it's the journey, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So it's not necessarily about removing the challenges. It's about providing a framework where we can grow and learn, even through our mistakes.
Even through the bad stuff. Okay, so to sum up, we've been talking about this really wild concept.
Yeah.
Predestination.
Predestination.
This idea that our lives are
all planned out.
Like intricately mapped out.
Yeah, intricately mapped out by
this higher power.
This higher power, yeah. And it really brings up some big questions.
Oh, yeah.
About free will, the meaning of like struggles and challenges.
Why we go through the things we go through.
Right, like why do bad things happen to good people? And also like, what is our place?
What's our purpose?
Yeah, what's our purpose in this whole
grand scheme of things?
In this grand scheme of things.
I mean, it's definitely a thought-provoking concept.
It is.
Whether you find it comforting or unsettling, it really forces you to think deeply about life.
About life, yeah. About why we're here.
Are we just playing out this script?
Yeah.
Or do we have the power to shape our own destinies?
I don't know. It's a question worth thinking about, for sure.
A question worth pondering.
And maybe the biggest takeaway from all of this is, if our lives really are part of this grand design, does that change how we approach our choices, our challenges, and our triumphs?
Ooh, that's good. I like that. Yeah, that's a good one to ponder.
We'll leave you with that thought.
Yeah, we'll leave you with that thought.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everybody. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.